At the very edge of South America lies a land of myths and legends. From the windswept port of Punta Arenas, our journey will take us through the wild fjords of the Strait of Magellan, past towering glaciers and into some of the most remote waters on Earth. But our true destination is the legendary Cape Horn, the end of the world. A place once feared by sailors, where two oceans collide. This is the story of an unforgettable voyage from Chile to Argentina, across the last frontier of our planet. Welcome aboard World 100 Stories. Like, subscribe, and follow our true journey around the globe. At the southern edge of Chilean Patagonia lies Punta Arenas, a city shaped by wind, sea, and history. The streets are quiet, the houses bright with color, standing firm against the storms that sweep across this land. It feels like a place where the world pauses before giving way to the unknown. I wandered through its old cemetery, where legends and stories rest in silence. There, I found the statue of the unknown Indian. Locals say that if you touch his hand, good fortune will follow you. I placed my hand on his and hoped the blessing would guide me across the wild waters ahead. Back at the port, the atmosphere was alive with movement. Gulls circling overhead, ropes pulling tight, the hum of engines preparing for the journey. The wind bit at my face, carrying the scent of salt and the promise of adventure. And then the moment arrived. The lines were cast off, the ship slowly pushed away from the pier, and Punta Arenas began to fade into the distance. As the city disappeared behind the horizon, one thought filled my mind. The expedition had truly begun. The Strait of Magellan has always been a place of legend. For centuries, sailors feared its storms, its hidden reefs, and its endless winds. To cross these waters was to challenge the unknown. And yet, on our voyage, the ocean revealed another face. Instead of roaring waves, we found silence. Instead of chaos, a mirror of calm waters stretching to the horizon. It was as if Patagonia had opened its arms to us, offering a rare gift, the chance to see its wild beauty without a trace of fury. The landscape unfolded like a dream. Glaciers spilled down from the mountains, their ice glowing in shades of blue that seemed almost unreal. The peaks rose sharp against the sky, silent guardians of this southern frontier. The sea, calm as glass, mirrored every detail, turning mountains into reflections and silence into eternity. Here, time slowed down. Each glacier, each fjord felt like a masterpiece carved by nature's patient hand. one point, as the ship sailed quietly through these southern waters, the flag of our vessel caught my eye. It fluttered proudly in the icy wind, a symbol of our shared adventure. What makes it special for me is that I actually won this very flag in the ship's lottery. Today, it hangs in my home, a daily reminder of the journey to the end of the world and the calm seas that carried us there. If you're enjoying this journey through Patagonia, don't forget to subscribe. More adventures from the ends of the earth are waiting for you. At first, we thought it was just a rock, resting quietly on the shore. But then, the rock moved. An enormous elephant seal lifted its head, looked straight at us, and reminded everyone who truly rules these waters. The skies were alive with birds, frigates gliding effortlessly, wings stretched wide, while countless seabirds traced patterns above the fjords. I secretly hoped to see an albatross, the legendary wanderer of these latitudes, but without the winds, none appeared. You can't have the calm seas and the albatross, too. On the beaches, a colony of penguins greeted us with their clumsy charm, marching in perfect disorder, and above it all, condors soared, silent, majestic, watching from heights that seemed almost unreachable. Each encounter felt like a gift, as if Patagonia itself had decided to reveal its guardians one by one. On board at its own rhythm. Between the silence of the fjords and the majesty of the glaciers, the ship became a floating refuge. Each day, the guides shared their knowledge, stories of explorers, lessons about the wildlife, and the fragile balance of this land. Their words turned the landscapes around us into a living classroom. When it was time to go ashore, the zodiacs carried us closer to the wild. Stepping onto these remote beaches, surrounded by mountains and ice, felt like entering a place untouched by time. And in the evenings, as the ship moved quietly through the fjords, conversations flowed, laughter rose, and a sense of shared adventure bound us together. Day after day, Patagonia revealed itself in ways I never expected. Calm seas, endless fjords, wildlife that seemed untouched by time. On board, the rhythm of the voyage carried us gently forward,
each moment a reminder that we were moving closer to a legend. Because ahead lay the most feared, the most celebrated point of all, Cape Horn, a name whispered through centuries of sailing, and soon it would rise before our eyes.
Cape Horn. For centuries, this name has echoed like a warning. Storms, furious winds, and countless shipwrecks. Sailors called it the end of the world, the ultimate test of courage. But when we arrived, this sea was calm. No raging winds, no furious waves, only silence, as if the ocean itself had paused to let us pass. To witness Cape Horn like this felt like stepping into a legend rewritten. On board, one chart guided us across these waters, the nautical map of Cape Horn itself. Today, I hold that very chart in my hands. It is more than paper and ink. It is the trace of our journey, the memory of a crossing that defied the legend. Each time I look at it, I am brought back to that moment, standing at the edge of the world in perfect calm. After the raw emotion of Cape Horn, the journey continued toward a place filled with both beauty and history, Wulaia Bay. Here, mountains rise gently above a quiet shoreline. Once home to the Yamana people, this bay carries memories of another time when life was lived in harmony with land and sea. Walking among its paths, surrounded by silence and endless horizons, I felt the weight of history and the peace of a land that seems almost untouched. And then, after days at sea, the mountains of Tierra del Fuego appeared. Ushuaia, the city at the end of the world. Our voyage had taken us from Chile to Argentina, across fjords and glaciers, through silence and legend. Arriving in Ushuaia was not just reaching a destination, it was closing a circle. A reminder that at the end of the world, it is not the place itself, but the journey that stays with you forever. This journey from Punta Arenas to Ushuaia has taken us across fjords, glaciers, and even the legendary Cape Horn. But the real treasure lies not in reaching the end of the world,
but in the moments along the way. Thank you for sailing with me on this adventure. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe and join me for the next story, because the journey never truly ends. Next time, we'll sail across Lago Argentino among the giants of ice. From the vast blue walls of the Perito Moreno Glacier to the hidden wonders of Patagonia's lakes, another adventure awaits.